Hi, welcome to my video on more multiplication. In this video we're going to multiply two monomials and a binomial, or we're going to multiply one monomial and two binomials. Here we go. Multiplying two monomials and a binomial. Examples. Notice we have two monomials and a binomial. So in PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S, we have nothing to do inside the brackets. We have no exponents. We have to do multiplication division. But if we got three multiplications, we do these two first, which is a 12x, and we leave this one for after. So multiply those two, because we multiply from left to right to get a 12x. Then we multiply again. So that's a 12x squared plus 24x. Notice we have two binomials here. So I can, if I want, I can multiply, as long as I multiply only two of them. I do not multiply over here. I do not multiply the 3 by the 4x and the 3 by x minus 2. I only multiply these two first and then the third one after. So if I want, here I got three multiplications. So I multiply these two first, leaving the 5x alone. Because there's three multiplications. You multiply the first two. So that's a 2x squared and a minus 6x. Now I multiply. 2x squared by 5x is 10x cubed. 2x, or negative 6x times 5x is negative 30x. So multiply these two, then the third one. But if you wanted to, you could have multiplied these two monomials first. And that would have given you a 10x squared. So if you multiply these two, and then x minus 3 after, you still get the same answer. But be careful, you do not multiply the 2x by this binomial and this. You can only multiply these two first, and then this one after. Be careful. That's the same in C. Multiply these two first. This one is easy because you just multiply that. So that's a negative 10xy squared. After you get those multiplied, which is this, then you multiply this monomial times these two. Be careful. Do not multiply 5xy times this one and these. Only multiply these two first and then the other one after. Just be careful. Follow PEMDAS. We multiply from left to right. So negative 30xy squared and a positive 70xy cubed. Multiply these two first, get that answer, and notice it, and then multiply. Pause this video and work these out. So we have these two first. That's an 18x cubed. Done. So we multiply them two. Now we multiply 18x cubed by the x minus. So that's first. Multiply that one. 18x to the fourth, that's a 1. And then we multiply negative 18x cubed. So the 18x cubed is multiplied by the x and the negative 1. And the same thing here. So if I want to multiply these two first, go ahead. So multiply these two. Or I can multiply here. So if I multiply negative 4x cubed by these two, I will get a positive 4x5. And negative 4x times 2x, negative 4x cubed times 2x is a negative 8x to the 4. Now, I got those two multiplied. There they are. Now, I have another multiplication too. So again, you multiply these two first and then that one. Or you can multiply these two at the beginning and then multiply with this one. Either or. But you can only, out of the three multiplication, you can only do two of them first and then a third one after. Remember that. So negative x times 4x to the 5th is negative 4x to the 6th. Negative x times negative 8 is a positive 8x to the 5. So you've got three multiplications back to back. Multiply two of them and then the third one after. Remind you, 2 times 3 times 5. It's your choice. 2 times 3 is 6, then times 5 is 30. Or you can go 3 times 5 is 15, and 2 times 15 is 30. Because you have 3 multiplications, you could go 2 times 5 is 10, times 3 is 30. So note, multiply 2 of them, and then the third one after. Number 3, here we go. We multiply these. If that's in brackets, if you excuse me, multiply those two, I get 2a squared bc squared. So I'm writing it down. So I multiply those two first. A times a is a squared, no b's, and c times c is c squared. Now I multiply this term by these two. So that's a negative 2ab, negative 2a squared b squared c squared, and positive 2. A squared times a squared is a to the 4. B times b is b squared. C squared times c is c cubed. Take your time. Multiply these two first. Done. Then this one times these two. Be careful. Be careful. And now we're going to multiply monomial by 2 binomials. Same thing. We have, it doesn't make any difference. 2 times 3 times 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Times 4 is 24. We can multiply 3 times 4 first, and we still get 24. As I showed you just then, we can multiply the 2 and the 4 to get 8, and then the 3 after. So I can multiply 3 multiplications in a row. I can multiply any 2 of them first, and then the third one after. If I were doing these, you see I got them written down twice. This one right here. I wrote this down twice for 2 purposes. If I want, I can multiply these 2 by FOIL. And first, outside, inside, last. Simplify that, add up the like terms. And you see x squared plus 7x. Now I can multiply by the 2. 2 times x squared, 2 times 7, 2 times 12. So, most times in math, you'll see teachers, textbooks, multiplying these 2 to get these 2 binomials. And the reason is that if you multiply these 2, you keep the terms smaller when you're going to add and things. But if I multiply the 2 by x plus 4, I get a 2x plus 8. So 2 times x, 2 times, but I do not multiply the 2 by the x plus 3. Notice I multiply the 2 by x plus 4. Now I multiply by FOIL. 2x squared plus 6x plus 8x plus 24. Add up the like terms, and I get the same answer. So, in math, if I had the 3 of these, I would multiply these 2 first, simplify it, and then multiply by the 2. And you won't make the mistake, because again, I repeat, don't multiply the 2 by x plus 4 and the x plus 3. Only if you're going to multiply by the 2 first, only multiply it these 2. Like over here, multiply these 2 and then the third one after. But it's better to multiply the binomials first and then the 2 after. You find you won't make the error. But that's your choice, not mine. And if I were doing this one, I would do the 2 binomials first. 3 multiplications, FOIL. First, outside, inside, last. Simplify it. And when you simplify, see, if you didn't simplify this, you would go negative 3x times that, negative 3x times that one, negative 3x times that one, negative 3x times that one. So it's easier to simplify as we go. If you simplify the algebra, the terms, as you move along, it becomes easier at the end. So simplify these by adding up the negative 2x and negative x. Now multiply by the negative 3. You get a negative 3x cubed. You get a positive 9x squared. And you get a negative 3x. I repeat, multiply the two binomials first. First, outside, inside, inside, last. Simplify the inside of this bracket, negative 2x squared plus x plus 6. Now multiply by the negative, or the 4x squared, negative 8x to the fourth. Multiply, positive 4x cubed. Multiply, 24x squared. So pause your video and see if you can work these out correctly. And again, which way you want to go? I would go with the binomials first. First, outside, inside, last. Simplify the inside. X squared, they're gone. Oh, that's a minus, my mistake. Negative 2 times plus 2 is minus 4. Now the negative 5 times those two, negative 5x squared plus 20. 6x, multiply the two binomials first. First, negative 6x squared. Outside, negative 3x. Inside, negative 2x. And negative 1. Simplify, 6x. Negative 6x squared minus 5x minus 1. And multiply by the 6x, you get negative 36x cubed minus 30x squared minus, oops, my mistake, going too fast. First, you multiply that one, and that one, and that one. And they're in descending order, and there's no like terms. And we go again, 2x squared multiplied by FOIL. We get first 2x cubed. Outside, negative 4x squared. Inside, negative 3x. Last, 6. Notice now you got a 3, 2, 1. Cannot combine these, so we have to multiply by 2x squared. So 2x squared times, you get you 4x to the 5. 2x squared times negative 4x squared is a negative 8x to the 4. Again, we get a negative 6x cubed. And the last is a positive 12x squared. And if you have trouble seeing what to do, just pause the video and look at it, and you'll see. For these two, then these two, then these two. Notice I'm using my arrows, and when I do that, I pick up the multiplication. I do one at a time. These are okay because they're all in descending order. Can't add them. And I want to find the product. Product means multiply. Product means multiply. So if I'm going to multiply these, what I do, I always put my monomial in front of my binomials. I always put a monomial in the front. It makes just something I do in math. Like I've always put my monomial in the front. The 2 goes in front. The 4x squared is in front. The negative 3x is in front of these two. Always put the monomial, I do, in the front of a bracket. And when I do, then I do my FOIL. First, 5x squared. Outside, negative x. Inside, 10x. Last, negative 2. And then I simplify. 5x squared plus 9x minus 2, adding the two like terms. And then 4x times these three, 20x cubed plus 36x squared and negative 8x, and they're in descending order. And we have a few more. Oh, we have a square. What does a square mean? A square means, oops, that's an X. Square means to multiply by itself. That's easy. Remember a while back, we did the pattern of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So if you want to keep that pattern and do that right here by subbing in that pattern, go ahead. But if you don't, again, the old FOIL is reliable. First, outside, inside, last, and simplify. Remember, add like term. You can't go wrong by doing FOIL when you square or multiply a binomial by binomial. FOIL always stays in your head. First, outside, inside, last. When you get that done, then you multiply 4x cubed plus 24x squared minus 36x. 4x times that. So negative 4x times this one, then this one, then this one. Done. And number 6, write it down twice if you want. Or if you want to use the pattern. But I prefer to write it. I keep this in mind. Use it when I got to. But I prefer to do the FOIL on. Write it down twice when you square. First, outside, inside, last. Simplify the inside. Why? Because the more you simplify, the easier it makes it at the end. These two add together to give you negative 20. And 3 times each of these, 3 times 12x squared, 3 times negative 60x, 3 times 75. And again, write them out. Write out twice to use FOIL. And simplify the inside. Always works. Practice, practice, practice. Normally makes you better in math. And when you make an error, find out where you went wrong. I make an error. And I will continue to make an error through my lifetime in teaching math. But if I make an error, I look for where the error is and say, hopefully I don't make that again. Try to remember. Anyway, if you like my video, click on the like button. If you're not a subscriber, then subscribe to my video channel, and click the notification bell because there's more videos coming your way. And write a comment if you wish if you're a subscriber. And visit my math website at mathfullyexplained.com. 3 sections on me, degrees and teaching experience. My section on video has the teaching strategies they're going to use to help you learn your math. Section on content has the topics and the number of videos on each topic. The black font is online right now. The red font will be coming online in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.